Hello.
What's up? Hey, you on the greatest podcast on Facebook? Put the kids to bed and let's talk. How you doing?
Greatest. I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you know the topic a little bit. We're talking about the election and things like that. What state are you in again?
I am in California.
California, and that is like a blue state, right?
Yes. Last I researched.
Yeah, yeah. So they count they Kamala crazy over there, most
Hmm.
likely, most likely.
Absolutely.
So, okay, a few questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but okay, when you vote, how do you pick the right candidate? What is the right candidate for Ty?
Okay, so let's just say Ty does not associate with either party. I'm not all blue. I'm not all red. I personally don't understand and believe in politics and how bad they are. Um,
Mm,
So there's some things that are blue initiatives that I stand for. There's some that are red that I'm like, this could work with some tweaks. So I don't identify with a party, but if we want to sit down and talk about the two candidates right now,
yeah.
um, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord, and I know that one he just represents hate. Um, Now, is that to say that Kamala does not represent hate and that she won't cause more divide? No, but I know for a fact that when Trump was in office, we saw a lot more blatant hate
Mm,
going on. And for me, I can't vote for that. Um, Usually, how it comes, it's the voting for the lesser of two evils. And right now, I know what Trump comes with.
yeah. I hear a lot of people say that the lesser of two evils. We feel like Trump is super racist. So you feel like Trump empowers racism, or he
Not
empowers hate?
He empowers hate. I wouldn't just say racism because there's sexism, there's
Okay.
um, everything.
So
Like
all the isms.
all of the is every last one of them, all of the isms, right? He embodies that and he's shown that, and it's wild to me to think people can stand behind that because I wanna say that the Lord didn't create all of these people to have such hate in their heart, but
Mm.
ugh,
And
I guess they do.
okay, so to you, Trump embodies hate. Uh, were you impressed by Biden's run before he went to sleep?
Um, Honestly, no. I won't sit here and say that I'm super political and I keep up with what's going on.
Yeah.
When they talk about unemployment, this and that, and loan forgiveness, this and that, like I don't keep up with that, and I probably should, but I personally, for myself, don't like to be inundated with just hoopla. And I think a lot of things with politics are hoopla. You can get two economists in the same room looking at the same thing and giving you different projections, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of times when things are put into effect, the effect is not felt for years and decades. So to attribute the last 4 years, three and a half, whatever, three quarters, this time to just Biden is wild. He's also had to battle some of the things coming off of the Trump administration.
Mm,
So I don't really have a view on if this was um, impressive or not. I know there was a lot of back and forth of trying to get things passed and people going back. Like there, there was furtherance of the divide that has been kind of creeping into the political arena for decades, right?
yeah.
Um, I don't know if it's ever like been that way because as a child it wasn't like I wasn't sitting down and trying to watch debates and political stuff, but I know that now at the age that I am, that there's such a divide between the Republican and the Democratic Party that I'm like, how did we get here so
Mm.
far? Like a swing of the pendulum, not even kind of like close side by side, but complete opposites of one another.
Do do you think does media, two questions in one. Do you feel like media, black media specifically, sways who you vote for, or and also sway who black people vote for? Like people like Charlemagne. I saw Beyonce just did a speech. Megan twerked a little bit, and yeah. How you
I
feel about
okay,
black platforms pushing Kamala?
um I feel no type of way. I do hate that it's come down to listening to someone else's word and wanting to vote in alignment with them as opposed to actually sitting down and getting the knowledge that you need to vote for yourself. Um, to say that so many people listen to Charlemagne or Beyonce that they want to align their vote and their lives with them, that right there for me, I'm just like, wow, you're giving up your own voice to be in line with someone else. If that's truly what you believe and that's truly what you want, then you do that. But I personally have never really been a follower and wanted to do what someone else did.
Mm,
So for people to be like, you got to blast people, the black media networks, and it's just like, why? Like you can blast them with, you got to go to this source or that source and go out there and get the knowledge for yourself and make the decision really based on what your heart comes down to. But just saying that all black networks need to endorse Kamala or whoever it was, whether this was decades ago or not. Like, what we need a generation of people who are going to be informed for their own self. Because me walking
mm,
outside and saying, because this is what you believe and I kind of like you, I've never met you, I know nothing about you, but I kind of like you, and if you're
yeah.
going to go with that, I'm going to go with that. Like, that's why we're in this predicament now.
Hmm. A lot of people think that if Trump wins, we're going back to slavery. Do you believe that?
I mean, y'all want to let it happen, right? I firmly believe that back then slavery happened because one, they were taken from a different country that did not know, or a different continent that did not know the language, and that, like, they were taken out of their home. If we go back
Mm,
to slavery, we're not taken out of our home, right?
yeah.
We've been, as it stands, most of us have been in America our whole life. And if you're down to fight for it. It's not like they're coming at us with ignorance that we don't know. We speak their same language. Now, some of them are highly educated, and that's our fault for not educating ourselves, right? Some
Mm,
people are military trained. Okay, arm yourself. If that is your fear, arm yourself, protect yourself. I am not for or against arms. I am for people protecting themselves by any means, right? I'm not saying to go out here and be a terrorist on the world, but protect your home, protect your family, protect your kids. If that is the worry, protect yourself.
do you? Okay. Now you might not know. You might not have a lot of knowledge on this. I don't have a lot of knowledge on it, but I have heard that Democrats kind of want to get rid of guns, or at least assault rifles.
Um, yes, I've kind of heard a little bit of that. Um, and that's where I'm saying, like, I don't necessarily completely believe with the
Mm,
Democrats. I do believe that there needs to be beefed up um, protocols for obtaining assault rifles.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I feel that.
Strictly taking them from everyone. When you take something from people, that just makes them want it more,
Mm,
right? We are naturally a rebellious uh, people,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The more you say no is the more that they want it, and I've seen it. Um, so no, I don't believe that uh, we should take the people's ability to protect themselves and their individual. But assault rifles is not something that the average Joe should have.
For real, because I definitely got one. You feel me? And
If you know how to safety it,
yeah,
utilize it right, like if
yeah,
you know all those things, you shouldn't have to go through additional measures than wanting to go out here and get um uh, a pistol, right? There's
yeah.
because that creates greater damage. So if our controls on who can have it, um is kind of reassessed, then I'm cool with it. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, we have people who don't give a fuck about the law, who don't give a fuck
Mm.
about being, proper on anything, and they're still gonna get it whether or not um, anyone allows them.
Okay, okay. Um, black on black crime though. I've heard a lot of conservatives and like Republicans are just like more like pro Trump people complain about Democrats giving taking so much power from the police where criminals are like running it amok. Have you heard it?
Um, Say that again. That the police are taking what?
That the Democrats, like blue states, are the
Mm-hmm.
worst states because they take so much power away from the police and give too many rights to criminals. They feel like like the defund the police movement they say the blue party is doing. They feel like Democrats are in favor of criminals, basically. Have you heard that?
Okay, no, I have not heard that, and I don't believe Democrats are in favor of criminals. I
Mm-hmm.
think they're in favor of um, not creating a prison for everyone, right? If
Mm.
you're saying that, um, like the Democrats, from what I do know, is like they want to give more not I won't say leniency, but more freedom to the people to kind of make decisions on their own. But
Yeah.
twofold, right? Like I said, we're flawed people, so you allow people to make their own decisions, and they're gonna fuck up because at the end of the day, everybody trying to eat, and that doesn't matter who they're running over to get it, right? We just have bad people in the world. Um,
Yeah.
that's just that. I mean, if you want to talk about police, like our police don't even get paid enough.
Mm.
So for the lesser numbers of officers that we have out here and the more crimes that we have, it just at some point you have to be like, my officers cannot run out on every little incident because I don't even have enough to cover everything, right?
Mm. Never thought about it that way. Never
You
did.
you you have to properly use your resources, and police officers don't get paid enough. I don't know why anybody would be willing to, you know, do as much as they need to protect themselves or to protect other people for as little as they get paid. So I
Yeah.
would assume it's like, look, we can't run out on every call. We can't investigate everything to the end of the wire because we just don't have the resources. And if that turns around looks like that I'm in favor of the criminal, at the end of the
Mm.
day, the political arena is all about twisting the other person's words.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I come in with this podcast. So look, I know it's getting, I know you partying, you about to, enjoy your night. One more question. Or if you can stay on a little bit more, that's cool too. But I got one more question for you. Did you see the video with the lady with the knife and the police shot her?
Lady knife, no, I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
did not see that video. So a police I guess he got called to like somebody's apartment and they was like making a disturbance or something. I don't know what was going on, but he knocks on the door, right? And
Hmm.
the lady comes out swinging with the knife. And unlike a lot of videos we done seen with black people and the cops, he didn't shoot her. Like he tried to like bag back, and she ended up like getting him though, like with the knife, and he had to shoot her. And I just wondered, did you see it? But you ain't see it, so
I didn't
it'll
see
be
it. So one of the other things is I tend to take social media hiatus or like live news hiatus
yeah.
because we can get inundated with all of the negativity of the world. So
Mm,
I try not to always be, you know, the first one to watch it, or like it's just it's a whole lot. Now I would say in that instance, he did what he was supposed to do. Right? I know
yeah, I
everybody's
don't think he
like
shot her fast enough, to be honest.
but
I would have been
that's the
nervous.
thing.
Yeah.
That is the thing. People are like, well, where is the fine line between you felt a danger
Mm,
for your life and you didn't? Right? There's other incidents where it's like you obviously did not, there was no danger to your life and you shot this person.
yes.
Where this one, it was like you had a danger in front of you and you tried to de-escalate it before you was actually attacked. He was proper. I give him all kudos, and I hope he survived from the situation. Um,
Yeah, it seemed like he
but
survived.
that essentially is what our police officers are signing up for. They're not signing up to go out here and be a murdering squad. They're signing up to literally potentially give their lives to de-escalate crimes and altercations.
Yeah, cause so one more question, then we can stop. I ain't gonna hold you
You
up
keep
too much.
saying that,
My
La.
bad, bro. But
Well,
so are you quick to like not dive into the rabbit hole of racism when you see a cop kill a black person?
facts.
Mm. Were you always
Because
like that?
because
Or did you have to learn it?
I I've known about racism my whole life,
Yeah.
right? I was, and this is from a child, I was top of the class, right? So I typically was the only black person in my classes most of my life.
Mm.
I got the comments, right? Nappy had a little girl. Like I got all that where I couldn't go over to people's houses to do class projects. So
Dang.
I've known of racism my whole life. Um, but going down the rabbit hole, where does that get me?
Mm.
Other than anger,
Yeah. Angry, frustrated, hopelessness, all that.
and in a position where what am I going to do from it? I'm not the protest type of person. I'm not like, I commend the people who can do it, but that's just not who I am, right? I'm the person that's like, if I can't get myself into the room and make practical changes, and all I'm doing is upsetting myself, and I got to sleep with this anger, or I got to, deal with my family, and I'm annoyed, and I lose all this hope and this darkness. And I've battled with depression for years, right?
Mm.
So, like, I'm not going to sit here and allow myself to be on the brink of depression over something that I cannot unilaterally change.
That's that's real. That's real.
Now, I'm not saying that's for everyone, that's for me, right? I know
Mm.
what lane in which I operate in, and that's for me.
And I respect it. I hate that you so busy, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. Uh I ain't gonna ask you no more
I'll
questions.
I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more question because you're trying to be respectful of my time. One more.
Okay, look, I I have a conspiracy theory, right? I believe every time it gets close to election time, they try to hit us with a cop killing a black person to rile us up to vote Democrat. How you feel about that?
I don't know about that instance in general. I believe every time it's time to vote, something happens, right?
So you
I haven't said down to pay attention if it was always
do
a cop killing, but
yeah.
I do believe around election season there is always something to distract the majority of people.
Mm.
I'll give you that much.
Yeah, cause I mean, I got you. You gotta think that a cop probably pops somebody every other day in the world, in the United States of America.
Yes,
So
yes.
like, why
It
why
it
do
happens
certain ones
daily.
get so big? You know? Somebody,
Exactly.
I feel like somebody is behind that pushing a button for political gain, but I can't say for sure.
There's always, I firmly believe that there is always some reason for why things are coming out when they're coming out. I do believe, like, with all of the wars and um law enforcement, um and businesses closing, like, there's been so much to distract us from the actual purpose and cause for this season. And that's going back to your initial question of, like, listening to the black media and who they're going to choose. If that's the only way, like, that's only what you're focusing in, we're already a doomed nation, right? um so in general, like, anybody just needs to focus in on this election, on the parties in which you're electing,
Yeah,
but don't just focus on the president. Make sure you focus on the vice president too, because Trump ass is old, and if he doesn't make 4 years, then we're stuck with old boy, and I don't know who worse.
oh, you think Trump more less healthier than Joe Biden?
Well, Biden's not elect, not, he's not running right now, right?
Nah, he's still
Like,
the
Biden,
president though. It's crazy.
he still
Yeah.
is, he still is, but he's not running, right?
He not
What
running
happens,
nowhere. I don't know if he walking,
right?
but
At
yeah,
all, what happens after January to Biden does not matter. I'm saying for the future of our country,
yeah,
Trump is in old age, and supposedly there's been multiple threats on his life, and it's, supposedly, again, do I believe in
man.
it? That's not for me to say. That's
Oh snap! See, you
I
gotta
don't
go. Why you gonna say that? But you gotta go. But I'm gonna let you
I don't
make it.
believe it, right. I don't believe everything on media. And at the end of the day, I serve a God that is greater than this nation, that is greater than whoever the president is. Like, whatever is going to happen will happen. And my soul and my being will be okay, because
Mm,
I am in this world, not of it, right?
yeah,
Um, all I can say is, at the end of the day, we have what, 3 days, 2.5 days to actually be informed. I know a lot of people are want to talk about the Project 2025. Do I
yeah.
believe it's of good? If you need that many pages to lay out what you want to do, absolutely not, because you're trying to hide something in there. Ain't nobody gonna read all that shit, right? Um,
we definitely talking about Project 2025 tonight. We definitely
so
pulling up an article.
all I'm saying for all the listeners, like, just be informed. Do not make your vote simply based on your favorite rapper, or
Mm,
the local arena, right?
yeah,
Um, be informed, because at the end of the day, no one can take that from you. There
yeah.
are rights that we have, and no one can take your true opinion, your gut feeling away from you. So vote with a knowledge.
Man, thank you for calling in. Be safe, enjoy yourself, and we gonna
Absolutely. Finna
get you
go
back
pour
on
up the
here.
second margarita. Y'all
Uh,
have a great night.
Let's go, man. See you later.
All right. Bye.
All right.